It's a new month and it's everybody's favourite, the Family Quiz, and asking the questions is Joe. Hello and welcome, my name is Joe. It's September the 1st, 2020, and with a new look to the Family Quiz, we've got 7 questions for you. Everything else is just going to be the same, but be warned. 2 of these questions that we've got for you have got 5 answers, so you're going to need a lot of pen and paper. Okay, are you ready? Let's do it. Question number 1. Name 5 US presidents whose first name begin with the letter G. 5 US presidents whose first name begin with the letter G. Question 2. What are the 2 deadly sins that also begin with the letter G? What are the 2 deadly sins that also begin with the letter G? Question 3. What are the 3 European countries that begin with G? Do you think all the answers begin with G? Probably. What are the 3 European countries that begin with the letter G? Question 4. Which sign of the zodiac begins with the letter G? What sign of the zodiac begins with the letter G? Question 5. Name the major river in India that begins in the Himalayas and stretches more than 1,500 miles to the Bay of Bengal. Do you know that one? And guess what? It begins with the letter G, because all the answers are with the letter G. Okay, now we're going to carry on with question 6, and there's A, B, C, D and E answers. 5 answers to this question. Can you identify the films that begin with G? Here we go. Debbie Moore, or should I say Demi Moore, is a potter, Patrick Swayze is murdered, and Whoopi Goldberg is a psychic. What film begins with the letter G? And here's another one. Question B for question 6. Russell Crowe is a slave in ancient Rome who lives to avenge the murder of his family. What film was that? Beginning with the letter G. Question C of question 6. John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John are dancing and singing teenagers in the fictional Rydal High School in the 1950s. Also a film that begins with the letter G. Question D from 6. Dustin Hoffman, who just finished college with no life goals, is seduced by Anne Bancroft and then proceeds to fall in love with her daughter. What film was that? That was D. 6E. Ben Kingsley won an Oscar for his role as a lawyer and the leader of the India's non-violent movement against British rule. Ben Kingsley won an Oscar for his role in the film. What was the film called? Okay, down to question 7, and there's A, B, C, D answers as this one. Identify these famous people whose last name begin with G. He played Rhett Butler. Question 7B. He is the first human to travel in outer space. 7C. He played Tony Soprano. And 7D, he's Paul Simon's 1960s singing partner. That's quite an easy one, I think. He's Paul Simon's 1960s singing partner. Also beginning with the letter G. I think you know it now, don't you? Okay, those were the answers, or should I say those were the questions for today. A bit complicated because some of the answers had more than one answer, and I hope you got them all. That's why there's only 7 questions. We'll have now the answers for August the 31st, which was yesterday, and they're coming right up, and hopefully it won't be so complicated. Thanks for listening, and we'll have the answers now for yesterday. So here come the answers for yesterday, and it was all to do with time. Here they come. Question 1. The time capsule. Capsule was the answer to question 1. Question 2. The answer was clock or card. Time clock or time card. Question 3 was time zones. Zones was the answer. Question 4 was squares. Question 5 was Once Upon a Time, a children's story opener. Once Upon a Time. Question 6, a photographic technique that speeds up the action. Time lapse. Question 7, Scott Joplin's type of music was ragtime. Ragtime. And question 8. These wait for no man. Time and tide. Question 9. To everything there is a season, and something this. A time for every purpose under heaven. That was the quote there. Question 10. A person who is unfaithful to a spouse is a two-timer. Question 11. H.G. Wells' 1895 novel, The Time Machine. So, Time Machine. And question 12. The opening lines of Charles Dickens' novel, A Tale of Two Cities. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. That was question 12. And our bonus question, which had nothing to do with time, was a riddle. What room has no door, no windows, no floor, or no roof? And the answer was mushroom. Mushroom. Or you could have had elbow room as well. Elbow room. Those were your two answers for the riddle. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that little riddle. And Monday's answers. We'll have Tuesday's answers on Wednesday, and we'll do it all again then. So I hope you enjoyed the quiz, and thank you for listening. Bye bye.